Oh no, you can keep your glasses on if you want.
That's right.
All right, team, welcome. I just want to say thank you for your time. Having a little conversation. Great name, Alex, an absolute champion in the pool. Do you want to let us know what you do?
So I started swimming at about 9.
Oh, so Alex was 9 before she could swim a length. She started being in a pool when she was about 1.
And I didn't swim a lane till I was about 9.
Wow.
And since then,
Since I just left it.
she's always loved being in the water and messing about in the water. And that's what you like to do most of all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. And Jason has kindly let me know you've got a couple of medals hanging up on your wardrobe, right?
Yeah.
So what is it? What is it that you did?
I did.
Where were you, Alex?
I was in Albufeira in Portugal at the World Down Syndrome World Championships.
Wow. That's incredible.
It was
fun.
it was a fabulous event. GB were the strongest, biggest team. We had 30
The
swimmers
biggest
there.
team won the best country in the world.
Yeah, GB were the overall winners.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just an absolutely fantastic event and just nice to all be back, wasn't it, Alex? After COVID and not being able to train at all through lockdown.
Yeah.
It was just brilliant to all be back together.
It was. But it was really early starts. We got to about 6:30.
Oof.
To have breakfast, to be on the cage by 7:15. The warm up by 8:30. Competition heats were 9 to 12. Home, lunch, bed. Get up on the cage by 2:15. Warm up 3. Finals from 4 to 6. And be back about 7:30.
That's a big day.
And then a team meeting afterwards.
Team meeting, bed, repeat.
Yeah. The life of an athlete, right? Just eat, sleep, and train. That's kind of all you do. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Catching up
on sleep, catching up on socializing. Yeah, you
Friends.
definitely need to. Friends, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So what events did you do?
50 back, 200 back,
203.
203, 50 fly, 100 fly, 200 fly,
53.
and 53.
Wow. So just a couple.
Yeah, just a few.
And what was the outcomes?
I got silver in every race, but I was the first mosaic swimmer to do a 200 fly. So I got the world record and a gold in that.
Wow.
Yeah,
World
first
record.
female.
First female.
Yeah, the first female. So she set the world record. It had never been done before.
Wow,
So,
that's it. People are hunting you down now.
Yeah, so yeah, world champion, world record. And she got 5 silvers in other events.
Wow. And how did you feel after coming out of that event?
Exhausted.
we did stay in Portugal and have another week's holiday, which was really nice. Because we were all exhausted. We don't even swim, and it's hard work. So for Alex, it's really tough.
I thought by day it was like, how could only the best get here, and you guys are the best.
For sure.
It was it.
So in all of that, she set.
I set
6 of her all-time PBs as well. So
I set a world record in the 100 fly, but in the final, one of the first swimmers beat me by 0.01 of a second.
Wow.
I was like, no.
And that was faster than Alex's record that she'd set in the morning. And
Wow.
the record had existed for 10 years.
And I had to 6 hours.
Yeah, and it got broken twice in a day.
It's always the case, though, right?
Yeah.
But I knocked like 11 seconds off my time.
Wow.
Yeah, she did really well. So she set 6 all-time PBs, so pre-COVID, everything. She's been that determined to get back and get fit, get fast.
It's unbelievable. So what's next?
The national championships next weekend.
Next weekend?
Yeah,
Wow, where are they held?
Crawley.
Crawley, where's that?
Near
London.
Gatwick Airport.
Oh, okay, London.
Yeah, so that's it's the inaugural British Down syndrome swimming championship. So that'll be really good.
Wow.
They might get some national medals as well.
Unbelievable. So I think Jason told me that it's not in the Paralympics.
No. Well, there is a Paralympic category, which is for learning difficulties, but there's only one. And the definition of a learning difficulty is an IQ of less than 75. So, Alex, people with Down syndrome have kind of physical differences as well as learning difficulties. So they're typically shorter with shorter limbs. They carry a bit extra weight. Alex's feet are only size 3, so they're not very good flippers.
Cheap shoes.
But, yeah, and she can be up against a swimmer who's 6'1" tall. Perfectly designed for swimming, long limbs, long levers, big feet.
It's like me and my best friend who I swim with, who's always got mistakes, sounds like me. She's like she's about 6 foot and she's like really tall and she's got long arms and legs.
Yeah. So if people are different body shapes, it makes them more designed for swimming. So there isn't a class in Paralympics which people with Down syndrome can be competitive in.
So between me and my friend, we worked out in Portugal. I'm better at the short sprints and she's longer at the long distance.
More of a catch, right?
Yeah. So she's did well as well. So Alex has got mosaic Down syndrome, which is a rare form of Down syndrome. 1 in 100 people with Down syndrome have the mosaic form.
Wow.
So that's a category all of her own.
Yeah.
Well, not quite all of your own.
and in Portugal, there was only 5. So it's me, my best friend called Ellen from GB. I called Jagoda from Poland, and she won 8 golds and 8 world records and stuff.
Wow.
Someone called Kelly from Brazil, and someone called Cynthia from
Mexico.
Wow.
And
just us 5 if they races.
Do you mind explaining what the mosaic Down syndrome is?
So somebody who has the most common form of Down syndrome has what's called T21, and they have 3 copies of chromosome 21. So T stands for trisomy. Someone with mosaic Down syndrome doesn't have the extra chromosome present in every cell in their body. So some have the extra.
Hell yeah.
Some have the extra and some don't. Some of the cells have the extra and some don't, and there's a varying percentage between people.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it is really interesting. And there is another Olympic event called the Special Olympics, and that's exclusively for people with learning difficulties, and it's not as well known as para. And Alex competes in Special Olympic events as well. That's taken a little bit of time to come back after COVID, but pre-COVID, Alex would do 4 or 5 events a year. So where she's swimming with other people with learning difficulties, like herself. Some of them have physical disabilities too.
Tonight, I'll train with my club called Bristol Sharks, who's only in Ballystoke, and everyone in that group has either Down syndrome or autism or some kind of
learning difficulty. So that's the Special Olympic Club. So she trains with them twice a week. She trains 1-to-1 with another coach once a week, and she trains with the mainstream club once a week.
So I was training my one-to-one yesterday for an hour, gym for an hour today, an hour gym tonight. Saturday, I would do box fit, and then I would do swimming, and then I would do gym on Sunday, and then an hour and a half in the pool.
Wow.
She sleeps well.
Yeah, I bet. You know, pardon the pun, but you're blowing us all out the water. You know, you're putting us all to shame.
Yeah, I was like, Alex, did you touch a fly? Yeah, I got to do 5 strikes. I'm like,
So 200 flies.
8
8
left.
lengths of butterfly.
Yeah.
I was like, I could even do 5 strikes. I'm like tired already.
I think most of us can't even do one, really, can we?
No, like I used to be a swimmer back in the day, but it's been a long, long time and a little bit different shape now. So you get me to do butterfly, I could probably give you 25, maybe 50 if we're in an Olympic size pool. But other than that, like I am having a heart attack. You know, it's there's not much left in the tank with this old guy. No, it's not happening.
It was like the 50 fly final. It was so close. I was ahead for most of the race, but then the Polish came back like under the flags of the second now, and it took me. That was so
It
annoying.
happens though, right? What's your favorite? What's
I
your
look
favorite
at the
event?
see my case like,
Everybody had their hands on their head. Everybody was celebrating. Even the announcer started to say her name, and then nothing came up on the scoreboard.
Oh,
Yeah, so that wasn't good.
Oh.
But Alex has got the chance to get her record back at the Nationals, haven't you?
yeah.
I'm rooting for you. Is that this weekend or next weekend? Did you say?
Next weekend, yeah.
Okay, cool. What's training going to be looking like coming up to that? Are we easing off?
I don't know.
Not too much because we had a week and a bit holiday after the Worlds, so she's got a bit to do really.
They had the mascot in Portugal. It was like a dolphin. It was called Sunny, and it looked ridiculous. That's what I've got to say.
It was cute. They had a
It
cute.
was cute. It was cute, but
So
ridiculous.
when they won a medal, they got a little Sunny mascot as well, didn't you? A little stuffed.
I've got 5 in my house. I'm like, right, do you want the Sunny?
We
You
felt-
can have one.
We felt sorry for the poor person who had to walk around poolside in the Sunny outfit. This big blue foam dolphin outfit.
Wow. So, how would you recommend it getting into the Paralympics, or would you say that's just not necessary?
I'm not sure.
It's not necessary. Being involved in swimming at any level, she'll swim with the Sharks tonight, the Bristol Sharks, and there are young people swimming there who couldn't compete at the levels that Alex does, but they still get so much out of the sport. They have the friendship of meeting up a couple of times a week.
It's like a few of my club I'm going to tonight are going to Crawley next weekend.
Yeah,
To compete. Wow.
Yeah, they compete in the SO events and they're coming to the Nationals, but not all of them will do that. Some of them just go for the friendship, the fitness, the other elements of life that exercise brings to you,
Totally.
without competition. So it's not necessary. It's about finding the level that you want to operate at and being the best you can be at that level. And after COVID, we said to Alex, if she didn't want to get back into swimming, if she wanted to tick her box and say she'd swum for GB, then that would be absolutely fine. But you really wanted to do it, didn't you?
Yeah.
So it's more about just being in the water and having the exercise, being with your friends, being with like-minded people.
It's like in Portugal, I was like 30 of us, and there was about 10, 11 poolside staff. And how it worked is like you have a coach who would have 2 or 3 swimmers dedicated to them to make sure they're okay and make sure they can get to place with other parents and stuff.
Yeah, so you can get to the races that you've got to take part in. You can go to the toilet when you need to and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then there's a team of 11 of them poolside to make sure the swimmers are doing all that they should be doing.
For one, the doctor, I know that's kind of helpful.
That was helpful when you hit your head.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about that. You know, Alex has taken it to another level, but that's not a requirement. It's about what you want to do and being and taking part of the level that you want to take part in, and especially something like swimming where body weight is supported. It's really, really good exercise.
Yeah, totally. It's a life skill too, right? And I think
Yeah.
I think it's about improving that accessibility for people. You know, I have this pretty much the same conversation with everybody. I'm like, how do we open this up for everybody? You know, it doesn't matter what's going on, like nationality, condition, age, whatever. I'm not really interested. I want to be able to get everybody on this line. You know, I think everybody should have the accessibility to fitness, you know, and swimming is a great one.
Absolutely. And that is increasing, but there's a lot of awareness issues as well. We first found out about the Special Olympics Swimming Club and the Special Olympics in general because we went to an event that the county had organised for any club that had facilities for physically or learning disabled people. And her brother plays rugby, and Alex has always goofed around with the boys, chucking balls around and stuff. So, and they had a special needs rugby team there. So that's why we went. And when we walked in, there's this table with the special needs swimming club. And it just didn't even occur to us that such a thing would exist. We didn't know to look for it. You know, and that was the beginning of all of that, because that's where the competitive swimming started. Alex did the mainstream, you know, learning to swim after school lessons, which she is capable of accessing, which was how she learned to swim. But yeah, it's accessibility and awareness are huge. People just don't know about Special Olympics, and it's a travesty, really, because it feels like being part of an underworld and that other people don't know about. They don't know what's going on. And we were talking as a group of parents in Portugal about how sometimes people pity you because you have a child with Down syndrome, and we just laugh because they've got no idea. You know, they've got no idea how much fun we have, how fantastic their lives are.
It's like in my house, my lead said to me, "Oh, we need more of Alex's in different houses, make it more lively."
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I think they had a quiet couple of weeks while she was away. But you know, it's just that whole level when all that sort of stuff is going on, and the rest of the world just doesn't even know.
Yeah,
it's just brilliant to be a part of it, and we do what we can to raise awareness. You know, DSSGB needs more swimmers coming down the pipeline. We have one 16-year-old there who did really, she just mopped up everything in the junior category. Amalia, she was really good. You know, we need our pipeline of swimmers, and we need to keep the awareness going, just to get people involved at whatever level they want to be involved in.
Yeah. I think. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, and that's why organisations like Nothing Special are really good, because not only do they allow the young people to access activities and things. Yeah, but you've done things like archery and what else have you done? Some rifle shooting, all sorts of things, pottery, all sorts of things.
And now we're doing box fit once a week, and that's really fun.
Yeah, and box fit.
All the house.
But it also facilitates the parents being together.
Yep.
And that networking and sharing of information to happen.
It's like a Christmas meal. There's like 20 of us going. Yeah.
And what Jason has done is really, really special, even though he calls it Nothing Special.
Yeah. Ironic, right?
Yeah.
But it's a humble lad just trying to kind of downplay himself a little bit. But it really is special. You know, it creates that environment and that community where everybody's welcome, you know, and it's like, hey, let's just kind of throw ourselves in at the deep end again, pardon the pun, unintended, and just be like, let's just try something new, you know. And in terms of the awareness, I really think it's people like Alex that help this, you know, of like the elite athletes, you know, because we live in a quick fix marketed world, right? And the bottom, i.e., the average folk like me and you, Hazel, you know, we're not sexy. Us working out is not a pretty sight. You know, we're not going to be breaking world records, but Alex will. You know, so people that gets eyes on the telly, that might get sponsorships, that might get marketing, that might get, you know, whatever it gets, radio coverage. And I think that's where it starts, and everyone's like, wow, what is this? However, under the table, behind closed doors, in that underworld, as you pinned it, of like, we need to get everything in place for when that kind of comes flooding in. You know, we need these structures in place, like Nothing Special, like Farm, like all these different institutes and organizations, right? We're just like, well, you need to build it so they can come. If they're knocking on the door and it's not there, there is no door to knock on, you know?
And we rebuilt the GB Down syndrome swimming organisation. I was one of the founding trustees of it because it needed to be better.
Yeah.
And to do what we've just done is fabulous for the swimmers on an individual level, but for all the work that's been put in by the volunteer coaches, the trustees, the committees, the organisers, you know, they're heavily now with a massive workload to get the British champs up and running next weekend. You know, the effort and work that goes in with no funding. It's all parent-led, parent sort sponsorship. It's just amazing. And we're just about starting to be noticed by British Swimming and things like that now. But yeah, it takes a lot of people to give a lot of effort and energy to make this stuff happen. And it's typically the parents who are motivated to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I just want you to know, like, both of you are changing lives, you know, whether it's like breaking a stereotype and someone saying, hey, I can actually, you know, get out, get moving or accomplish something, or it's like we're improving the publicity, accessibility, whatever it is. And I think that should be celebrated, you know, so you should know that, like, that's incredible.
Thank you. And you've had an invitation, haven't you?
Yeah. I've had an invitation in 2 weeks to go to Ashton Gate to represent GB in female in sport.
There's a women in sport event at Ashton Gate where Bristol City and Bristol Bears Rugby play.
Wow.
And they've asked if she'll say a few words there.
Wow.
So you're
Look
really
at you.
excited to do that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Big microphone. You're going to go suited and booted.
Taking my medals.
Yes, she'll take her medals and she'll have a tracksuit on, won't you?
Yeah, you got to look around and ask everybody, do you have one of these?
I said, one of the funniest things, Alex went to a mainstream secondary school and there's about 200 people in her year group. It was a really big school. And in one of her years, a PE teacher was head of year. And they're all sat in the assembly. And what did Mr. Underwood say, Alex?
If you've got a world record, can you please stand up?
And Alex was the only one who stood up.
Wow.
I had the idea I'm the only one.
And Alex didn't really realise that most people don't have world records.
Wow.
But again, that was just a lovely demonstration from the teacher about ability and disability, and you know.
Well, it's differently abled, right? It is.
Yeah,
like I really stand by that, of like, you know, you're not like downtrodden or anything. It is differently abled, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be able to do things, Al, that I can't, and that's because you're stronger in that than I am, you know. And I'll be able to do things that you guys won't be able to do, and that's, again, it's just the way it is. We're all different, and I think that's really, really cool to be able to express that and show it.
And it's just a spectrum. You realise that this group of young people are not out there on their own. There's just this continuum that we're all along in terms of, or more like maybe a spider's web of different abilities, different things we can do, and they're part of that whole.
Spider's web, I like that a lot.
People, that's how I always used to think about progression in childhood. You know, it isn't linear. They don't do this, then that, then that, then that. You know, some of them draw quicker, some of them run quicker, some of them use the toilet first. It's just a spider's web, and we're all spotted on that web somewhere. And these guys are part of that too.
Yeah, there is no normal, and
No.
usually if someone comes up and we're like, "Hey, I'm normal," I run the other direction, right? Because they're usually the ones you got to look out for.
Just ask them to define it.
Yeah. You're like, no, that's not possible, pal. Well, if you are, I'm not. I'm a lunatic. So see you later. Like, we're not gonna get on,
And only one person can be like that.
Yeah. It's being a carbon copy and kind of creating clones to me doesn't make any sense, because how would we learn from one another?
No, and it's the access and the awareness and it it is changing. If Alex had been my sister and not my daughter, she wouldn't even have been allowed to go to school.
Yeah.
Until the mid-1970s, people with Down syndrome were deemed to be ineducable. You got a GCSE, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
What grade did you get?
B.
It's better than me.
What did you get it in?
Photography.
Photography.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got to be. So, they are able.
More than my dad.
More than your dad, yeah. That rivals his CSE grade 3 woodwork.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so it's just a question. But with, Alex is only 18 months younger than her brother, and the overall attitude is no different. You figure out what your children like doing, what really sparks their interest, and support them in that. And help them to just be the best versions of them. You've got to obviously make them do some of the stuff they don't want to do. That's just part of the territory.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But you do all that you can to help them to succeed at the things that they love, and success is habit forming.
Yep, 100%.
Contagious. And if you can succeed in sport, and however you define success, and that's entirely up to you, but if you can achieve what you want to achieve, that rubs off in other areas of your life.
Mm-hmm. And to other people, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I've got 3 questions.
Okay, go.
You ready?
Yeah.
What's the greatest piece of life advice you've ever received?
It's ability, not disability.
Straight out of the gate. That's big. I like it. Question 2? What's the worst piece of life advice you've ever received?
Don't give up.
The worst piece?
Oh, worst piece. I don't know.
Have you ever had any bad advice?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
I'll have a think about that one.
That's okay. Question number 3. What's 3 words you'd tell your younger self?
I don't know.
You just said them.
Never give up.
Never give up. I like it. Solid.
If you could go back and talk to 10-year-old Alex, who could only just about swim a length.
Never give up. You'll get there one day.
You'll be a world record holder.
Yep.
And a badass.
Yep.
Absolutely solid. Team, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. This has been awesome. And if I'm around London area next weekend I'm in Manchester, so I can't come down, but you'll have to let me know how British goes.
Yeah.
Okay, we will.
I'll get my pom-poms out, my tutu, fairy wings, I'll be rocking and rolling. I'll be your biggest cheerleader, Al. You gotta hear me from London.
Go, Alex. Okay, and thank you for what you do and the awareness that you're trying to raise.
It's my pleasure. It really is. It makes it gives me the ability to be able to connect with awesome human beings like yourselves, and that's a guy from west side of Manchester. That's an absolute honor, So I just want to say thank you.
Excellent.
Same. You enjoy your evening.
We do.
All right.
Training.
Training. Yeah, I know.
All
more
right,
you than you.
nice to meet you, Alex.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Alex.
See you later, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.